Today's show is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Your online activity shouldn't be public. Protect yourself at expressvpn.com/inside.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Inside Gaming Daily for Wednesday. Today we're humping for the best news ever. I don't know if anyone wants to take this.
Brian, you got that donk.
I humped too hard last week.
Threw at your back.
My butt is still sore.
Video games are good for you again. Take that, Mom. I'm gonna sit as close to the TV as I damn well please. Yes, I have a migraine again. No, I don't know why.
No, 30 minutes is not enough time. You can't get anything done in 30 minutes in a game.
Mom, outside suck.
There's cicada skins everywhere.
One day I'm gonna have a job making bad YouTube videos about games, Mom. Leave me alone.
I'm gonna have an audience of alt-right gamers. Let me live my life.
You'll rue the day when I'm getting weird, horny comments and live streams that 12 people are watching.
Yeah, after years of being lectured about how evil and addictive gaming is, we're now being told that games are actually a really healthy option in these lockdown quarantine times that we live in. That's interesting. I'll be disposing of my broccoli shortly.
I just bought a whole thing of broccoli yesterday.
Boo! Not today, vegetable.
Gross.
I can throw it out now.
I'm eating
Mommy
cookies.
says I can have 3 peach rings tonight.
Well, I can play as much Math Blaster as I want.
Finally, my diet of Mountain Dew and Nerds ropes is gonna be proven effective.
Swallows it whole.
Yeah, boys, now the group that told us video games were addictive is now saying we need to go play them.
Thanks for telling us what we already knew, experts. Hopefully next they'll tell us that we can beat the coronavirus with cheeseburgers and chronic masturbation. Just give me a sleeve of cookies, I'll be gone for hours.
So yes, everybody, it's crazy to say it, but the World Health Organization recently came out as pro-gaming as part of a new collaboration called they're using hashtags. Hashtags play apart together. Huh.
Yeah, so Play Apart Together, it's a campaign by several gaming companies to encourage gamers to follow the WHO's health guidelines, stuff like physical distancing and hand washing, the former being a cornerstone of all of our gamer lifestyles. The latter, not so much. You know, some of us are better than others, but we can do this, gamers, together, apart. We got this.
And it's all part of trying to make sure that, we don't die from the coronavirus, and there's nothing like a pandemic to bring together some very odd couples.
The World Health Organization's ambassador for global strategy, Ray Chambers, voiced support for the pandemic, tweeting, "We're at a crucial moment in defining outcomes of this pandemic. Games industry companies have a global audience. We encourage all to hashtag play apart together. More physical distancing plus other measures will help to flatten the curve plus save lives." I like that they framed it like an equation. That's pretty cool.
You know he hates this. You know he hates having to say something nice about games. This was probably like written with a gun to his head.
I'm World Health Organization ambassador for global strategy, Ray Chambers, goddammit.
But yeah, all those things are good. It's all stuff we got to incorporate if we're ever going to get this pandemic under control. But yes, it's hilarious that the WHO is praising gaming companies, considering their history with video games, which is antagonistic, to put it mildly.
Yeah, just last year, the WHO made video game addiction an official mental health disorder. Simpler times.
They defined that as having impaired control over gaming and continuation or escalation of gaming despite the occurrence of negative consequences. So that just means you're really good at games.
That designation made waves when it was announced because it made us all sound like junkies. And groups like the American Psychiatric Association disagreed with the WHO, saying that there wasn't enough evidence to classify video games as addictive. I don't like saying us, we
What?
gamers.
I don't know.
Should I keep going?
Oh my
Yeah,
god, someone read. What is
Yeah,
happening?
I got it.
I feel like this read has just turned into an awkward date.
Hey,
We will-
Patrick,
we-
can I talk to you? Do you think Brian likes me?
No, he doesn't.
Autumn, do you think Brian likes me?
No.
Hey, Brian.
We will say that there's a kernel of an interesting and necessary discussion there. Most of us probably know someone who spends an inordinate amount of time gaming over more important things. Video games do get the old serotonin ringing, and of course that can always end up being abused, but along with the APA shooting down the WHO, it was heavily disputed by the gaming industry because, cash.
Yeah, the Entertainment Software Association, which, as you know, represents video game makers and the wildly successful E3 conference, they said that the gaming disorder designation, quote, recklessly trivializes real mental health issues. Then they went after the WHO personally, saying they were never as good after Keith Moon died. Boom!
You know what else recklessly trivializes mental health issues? Leaking my address. Please stop doing that.
They added that the World Health Organization knows that common sense and objective research prove that video games are not addictive.
But flash forward to the dystopia of 2020. You may have heard of it, the year everything fell apart. The WHO is all on board with gaming now. Just look at these two headlines. They're less than a year apart. Yes, we know video games definitely have the potential for abuse. Like we said above, it's always a good idea to take everything in moderation.
Speaking of taking things in moderation, you know what you don't have to take in moderation? Going bald. What? You can fight back with the power of Keeps.
Today's episode of Inside Gaming Daily is sponsored by Keeps. 2 out of 3 guys will experience some form of male pattern baldness by the time they're 35. Good news, with today's advancements in science, Keeps offers proven treatments that can combat the symptoms of hair loss and help you keep the hair you have at half the cost of your local pharmacy. You don't have to go broke to avoid going bald. Keeps offers generic versions of the only 2 FDA-approved hair loss products out there. Some of you may have tried them before, but probably never for this price. Prevention is key. Keeps' treatments really work. They're up to 90% effective at reducing and stopping further hair loss. The sooner you start using Keeps, the more hair you'll save, so act fast. Many men even experience hair regrowth with Keeps' treatments. Keeps has revolutionized the way men are treated for hair loss. Thanks to Keeps, you no longer have to go to the doctor's office for your hair loss prescription. Now you can visit a doctor online and get your hair loss medication delivered to your home. No more waiting rooms and no more pharmacy checkout lines. Get doctor attention and discreet drug delivery all from the comfort and privacy of your own home. Find out why Keeps has more 5-star reviews than any of its competitors, and nearly 100,000 men trust Keeps for their hair loss prevention medication. For limited time, you can get your first month free. That's one hell of a deal for getting to keep your hair. Huh, it's a capital K. So if you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/inside to receive your first month of treatment for free. That's keeps.com/inside. Thank you, Keeps, for sponsoring today's episode.
So of course, we've all gone through spurts where we're hooked on a particularly good game. Hell, MMOs were and are legendary for being addictive, not to mention the whole loot box debacle, which we've covered endlessly on this channel. I failed a class when Skyrim came out.
Yeah, Minecraft almost put me out of college. The WHO's designation of games, though, just felt like another knock against them. Usually when games are portrayed in the media, it's in a negative light. They're addictive, or they're encouraging school shooters, or they're just contributing to the overall decay of society.
But yeah, video games, always a convenient scapegoat whenever a politician wants to blame anything except the actual issues. Real guns versus fake guns. I think we should burn all fake guns.
But nowadays, video games are enjoying a weird amount of positive press. Lots of people all over the mainstream media are now trumpeting the values of gaming, which obviously are a lot safer than going outdoors these days.
Even the New York Times, of all places, ran a column
paper of record?
They ran a column titled, "Animal Crossing is the perfect way to spend quarantine." This feels like your mom telling you to stay home from school and play games all day, but then you realize there's a pandemic outside, and she just needs to bribe you to stick your filthy ass in a chair and stop bothering her, so whatever works. Shout out to all the single moms, too. Official Inside Gaming endorsement.
If you need anything, I'll be there. Okay, but Animal Crossing, it really is the perfect game to escape the current dystopian nightmare world we all find ourselves in. It's escapism of the highest form. You can ignore all the death and destruction around you. Focus on what's really important, paying Tom Nook his goddamn bills. Animal Crossing was a lovely escapist dream before all this went down. Loans without interest? Impossible.
And that's the magic of video games in general. They're an easy way to get away from your life. And people definitely are gaming more. A few weeks ago, Verizon reported that it saw video game usage rise 75% as more and more people were quarantined.
And streaming platforms like Twitch and YouTube Gaming also saw their uses jump by double digits. Not hard to figure out why. With all the emphasis on social distancing, people are discovering or rediscovering hobbies like video games and reading.
Just flipping through the phone book again. Ah.
Yeah, they can also serve as a way to connect with your friends and family, even when you're apart. Analyst, our favorite, Michael Pachter, said that people are going to keep eating and entertaining themselves, whether they do it at home or by going out. The loss of movie theaters and sporting events as an outlet means more people will turn to Netflix and to games, just like the loss of restaurants means more cooking at home.
And this won't surprise you, but the gaming industry is all on board with this new trend, especially now that it lets AAA publishers cast themselves as the saviors of humanity. It's not just cash, it's humanitarian cash.
So yeah, as part of this new Play Apart Together campaign, a bunch of gaming executives gave statements about how awesome they are. Bobby Kotick, CEO of Activision Blizzard, said, "Gamers are the perfect platform because they connect people through the lens of joy, purpose, and meaning. We are proud to participate in such a worthwhile and necessary initiative." You know, as long as they don't say anything derogatory about China.
Boom!
Meanwhile, Riot Games CEO Nicolo Laurent basically credited himself with saving the world.
Wait, was this in between farting on employees?
He said, "For rioters, playing games is more than just a game. It's a meaningful life pursuit. And now, for the billions of players around the world, playing games could help the pursuit of saving lives." Well, hold on, I want people to play games, but not League.
And then he added, "Now here, sign this so we can force you into arbitration in case you ever sue us." Of course, gaming executives, they're not just interested in the welfare of humanity. This is also really good for business. Yeah, some games have been delayed. It's affected a ton of conferences, obviously, and tournaments. But financial folks say that the video game industry is one of the few that's going to benefit benefit from the virus, as bad as that sounds.
In a recent report, analysts Doug Kreutz and Stephen Glagola said, "We expect video game sector fundamentals to fare far better than the market average during the current COVID-related extraordinary measures. Entering any possible resulting recession, as such, we think the sector is a relatively good place to weather market volatility."
Yeah, so while we find ourselves in the worst possible timeline, when it comes to millions of people dying and the world economy collapsing, it's a good time for the games industry.
But in all seriousness, we're gonna get through this. It's gonna be okay. Let's not depress ourselves more than we have to. You know, some people are already starting to flatten the curve by staying the hell inside, farming butterflies and whatnot. So everyone, just keep doing that. Keep listening to the experts. Wash your hands. Don't hoard supplies. Stick your little booty in a seat and fire up that Good Life simulator or big dump truck, depending on who you are.
Are video games addictive?
No.
And can playing too much being considered an illness?
I can quit whenever I want. Okay, this is gonna be a heavy debate to have on a Tuesday, right after we're back from Memorial Day vacation. Yay!
There's definitely been a lot of debate about that topic over the years, but now the World Health Organization has raised the stakes again, saying that yes, gaming is officially a disorder.
Let's back it up, let's go home.